Hello, and welcome to For One Reason or Another, our podcast where we talk about all the latest in gaming news and usually just act like a bunch of idiots. Because that's what we are. With me, as always, is Mitchell Toolin.
What's up?
Randy Kinnikin.
I'm actually not an idiot, thank you very much.
I'm a happy idiot.
And Aaron Hull.
That was excessive.
Please, Aaron, tell me how you really feel.
I think we can cut that, but like
Right, by about
10
seconds.
of those. Yeah.
How are you guys?
I'm pretty great.
After
actually.
that, I don't know what to feel. I am exhausted. I've been
me
up
too.
all day.
We had a long meeting
Happy
today.
National Pancake Day! Regardless of this is when it goes up, whatever. Yay! National Pancakes!
Yeah, let's let everyone know that this was
Ah.
taken on National Pancake Day, though.
This is the day of
because
National
this
Pancakes.
podcast supports pancakes and any holiday that gives them away freely, no matter how trivial it may be.
Welcome
These pancakes
to
are
IHOP.
delicious.
Was that product placement?
Yeah,
Randy?
You
No,
said
it was
that?
not, but you said the
Yeah,
name. That
none
was
of you
part
guys showed up.
Damn it.
Whatever.
Hey, our class was canceled. I had the option to sleep in. You best believe.
I
Or
slept
free
in
pan-
until 9, and then I just couldn't
Sleep
get out
in,
of bed.
free pancakes. I know what choice I would have taken. Also,
Sleeping
us,
with free
me
pancakes.
and McKenna.
All right,
as
granted, you
wanna hang
still
out
could
with
have
us,
slept in
fine.
and got free pancakes.
I don't want to hang out with either of you.
Yeah, I'm
That's
still
fair.
planning on getting free pancakes, and I got to sleep till 9.
I'm a grumpy grump in the morning. I don't know why I was there.
You are
I'm a
grumpy.
grumpy
I can attest to that. He does get pretty grumpy. That
kinda
sounds
like-
awkward.
He's kind of like an old man.
But me getting forced to
Wait.
wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning kind of eased me up. So when I was at like 8, when classes usually start, I was like, this isn't so bad. I'm
So-
pretty chipper right now.
So Randy, why do
So
you know
much
that,
I say chipper
Randy, why do you know that Mitch is super grumpy grump in the morning?
because I
How
have 8 o'clock in
stale
the
do you
morning
think
classes.
these crackers are?
Are you being
What are they
serious
called?
right now?
Well, I mean, they're house recipe salted salad wafers. Sorry.
I'm not. No.
I don't know. I'll eat one.
This is
No.
the For One Reason or Another podcast where we eat slightly expired food.
Our
It
first,
contains wheat and soy ingredients.
our first review ever. Not a movie, not a game. Crackers.
I think
Crackers.
you said crackers too
Straight
quietly.
up crackers.
That just looks wonderful.
All right.
Let me eat
you're
it.
You're gonna have to stop that. So,
Are we even on a?
let's should we dive into the
No.
news? No.
Yeah.
No. Yes. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this.
I want to see you like slowly deteriorate.
You don't have anything you want to talk about?
I wanted to eat
I
that
don't know.
bastard.
Have you been
cracker.
playing anything? God damn it, Randy! Please,
Randy.
for the love of everything I hold dear,
He's gonna...
you're going for the second.
Okay,
bag.
so Mitch, what have you been up to this week?
I
You played
have,
anything?
Actually, yes. I've been playing a really entertaining game called Binary Domain.
I started that at one point and couldn't get into it.
It's
you
really fun. It's made by the guys that did Yakuza. That's like Sega,
yeah.
but it's like their team, and it's really fun. Like there's kind of a Running Man Terminator thing to it. That it's like it's set in the future, and there are these people called Hollow Children. They're robots, but they don't know it. They look like humans, except for their like fleshy interior, or like and the other opposite thing. It's fleshy exterior.
Binary Domain. That was
I love my fleshy
I
interior.
played the demo of that on Xbox, and I thought it looked amazing. I liked that it was kind of it sort of had like an almost like anime kind of style to it. In
Yeah.
a way.
It was definitely like a big Gears ripoff in
Yeah.
the gameplay, but I'm like, this is so much fun
Well-
that I couldn't. And like the story, the thing I like, it's kind of funny because it's like both. I think the best thing about it and the worst thing. I don't remember when it came out. I think I want to say like 2011.
Yeah.
But the voice cast is Travis Willingham as the main guy.
I liked him in Infamous Second Son.
I liked him in
He was
everything.
great. He was
He's-
Delson's brother.
He's Roy Mustang. That's all you need to care about.
Roy
Oh.
Mustang is also a
and-
fantastic character.
Troy
Roy
Baker
Mustang.
is a smarmy British guy. Laura Bailey is a Chinese who occasionally
Wait.
slips out of her accent.
She is
Sniper.
a Chinese.
Yes, a Chinese
They're
lady.
racist.
Not
here.
a woman
Chinese
or a
la-
man.
Oh,
She's
it's
a
the
Chinese.
thing is that like the Rust crew is multinational, so you got to get everybody like stereotyped in. But she's a Chinese lady that occasionally slips out of her accent, which is kind of funny and then weird at the same time. But the problem is that half of everyone is voiced by those guys, like the minor characters. I was like,
Also voiced by the
I was
same
like,
people.
there's a girl. Oh, you're also Laura Bailey. There's another girl. you're also you're not even trying to hide it. And then like later I talked to the like there are two NPCs having a conversation with each other, but they're
And
not
they both
voiced.
said, "I am
and
Laura
both
Bailey."
and I'm like, well, the one
You know
guy is like Travis Willingham, but in a French accent, and I'm like,
You know what I just realized?
Whatever, fine.
All three of the people that you mentioned were major characters in Infamous Second Son.
Really?
Troy Baker was Delson.
Oh yeah, this is before they got like crazy huge. which
Yeah,
is
Troy
funny.
Baker was Delson. Travis was his brother, and Laura Bailey was Fetch.
Fun fact: Travis Willingham. I might
That's
actually
so
be wrong on this.
French.
Travis Willingham and Laura Bailey married.
That doesn't surprise me.
I bet they role play every night.
Oh my god.
That's an awkward thought.
Roy Mustang and Lust.
Come here, Fetch.
Didn't Binary
God.
Domain try and have a mechanic where you could like it was you could hook up the headset and then sort of cue in commands? Like,
Yeah, but it's awful.
well, yeah. But the fact that they tried to do it is kind of
Like I had a mic and I'm like, let's try this. Okay, go there, and it says can't understand. So I'm just like, yeah, fine. So I just luckily it says no mic and you can just do commands easy like that, no problem.
Well,
But yeah, that was the thing they sold, and it was just like, God, this is awful.
because you had to because in the demo it had the commands that you had to say and it wouldn't register, but then you had to register you saying that command.
Yeah, which was cool, but my mic was either shitty enough that it didn't work, or because I use an Xbox controller mic, so that just throws all quality out the window. But so I just didn't try it. But I bet it'd be fun. What about you, Bryan?
I've been doing the usual thing that I was doing last week, playing the good old Dark Souls. I finally beat Seath the Scaleless and have now moved on to the Artorias of the Abyss DLC.
I actually have been doing a little bit different because I too am usually playing Dark Souls, but I just got my hands on the new Dragon Ball Z game, Xenoverse.
That looks
Oh.
really, really good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come over, please, God.
It looks
High
it
school all
looks
over again.
amazing.
Seriously.
I mean, even on Xbox, I mean, it was clearly made for PS4 and one, but I mean, because of the way the graphics are, they're vaguely cell shaded. It
Yeah.
doesn't really get that much of a downgrade.
If you have a good art style, like stuff ages really well. Like
Yeah.
Wind Waker.
Wind
and-
Waker is
Wind Waker still looks amazing.
a
Jet
lot
Set
of-
Radio
a
on
lot
the
of
Dreamcast
sprite work.
looks good.
Okami.
Yeah, but a lot
Okami
of
is
like
another.
Oh,
bright
Okami.
stuff always looks
Excellent
good.
game.
Some of it looks kind of awful, but like sometimes, and I think that's maybe why indie games go really hard into the sprite stuff, because it's like, yeah, or maybe it's just because low budget. That's a topic that's off the beat. So
But
Xenoverse, how is that? Because it seemed to me like it's just like it's Dragon Ball Z with original the character.
Original
well, basically,
the character.
Yeah,
they kind of
because that's what
yeah, that is sort of what they do.
you like shoehorn your guy into it. It's like
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it
Goku
like time
and
travel?
Piccolo fight.
Yeah.
Reddit, and that guy's here too.
Well, they sort of do it like Destiny, like how there's the hub world, and then you can do up to 3v3 missions and battles with other people, and it's kind of cool. Like it'll be 3-on-3 battle, but then someone goes down, then they have like a time limit that you can go over and revive them before they're like out of the match. But
I don't care about multiplayer. I'm a scrub. I want single player.
Well, as far as the single player goes, it's a time travel story. Basically, Trunks is working with like the Time Kai or some shit like that, and
Time guy.
yeah, and they're the Time Force. It's honestly all really cheesy, but for Dragon Ball Z, whatever, I'll take it.
Right, exactly.
But basically, someone's going back in time and souping up the villains, to where the Z fighters can't really take them. Like Raditz is super strong, so whenever Goku's holding him and Piccolo shoots a special beam cannon at him, Raditz like breaks free, and so Goku just takes a special beam cannon and dies.
Wow, that sucks.
That's
So you have to basically like
interesting.
go back and stop that from happening, and that happens with several other events. But it's cool because when you create a character, it's not like, because they had a DBZ game like a year or two ago where you created a character, and it was literally 3 models, each one had 3 different options.
Right.
This is, you can pick between a Boo, a Frieza, a human, a Saiyan, or a Namekian. You can pick genders, and you can completely change there's a lot of customization options from the face, for the color palettes, and equipment, fighting styles. It's actually
Real quick,
what?
can we just state that since we don't know what race Frieza is, we just say
You
you
can
can
just be
you
a
can,
No, honestly,
you can
God,
pick
I
a
laughed so
Frieza.
hard.
That's what it says on there.
Frieza race. Which there is Frieza, Cooler, King Cold. There's like 4 of them.
But
They should have a name right.
They're the Frieza
But what about
race.
is there a
Say it.
gender difference?
No. The Frieza.
I've
just they
seen
don't
the
have a
gender
gender?
difference on the booze.
Yeah, the booze.
Oh,
Basically,
my.
I don't like it because not all the booze. I mean, granted, he absorbed people to look how he did, so I guess I can kind of take that.
Right.
The women are more like slender, and the big ones look like Majin Buu, like big poofy.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Big
The
poofy.
Namekians,
Big
there's
poofy?
I've been
only
called
male
that before.
Namekians,
Excuse
which
me?
I think is kind of lame, and the Frieza race, there's only the Frieza race.
Mhm.
But you do get to pick your gender on Saiyans and humans, and it's not like Saiyans aren't super OP, like they have really good
I was
attack,
about to say everyone
but
chooses
they
the
have
Saiyan.
really low health and really bad defense. Humans are roundabout. Majins are either tank but weak or fast but weak. I mean, the way they even everything up is kind of really cool.
It sounds like everyone is weak, no matter what.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sounds
Like-
accurate.
Frieza's
Hashtag
health,
power levels.
Frieza's speed raises when her health drops. Namekians, they have they're weaker attacks, but they have higher stamina and health. And whenever it's low, their stamina and health naturally regain because they can regenerate. Humans are strong. I mean,
Pussies.
Saiyans are strong, but have weak tolerances for everything. Boos are kind of just tanks.
Is there dual audio, or is it?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh boy, that means I get
Not
to
that
hear
it
Goku
really-
sound like a little kid.
Not that it really matters, because everyone, like, people can go on forever about dubs versus subs, and I will kind of stay on the dub side just because
So will I.
a lot of the voice actors I know, and or not, I
Especially for-
don't know personally, but it's like you kind of get a connection with that, and then
Right.
people just go, oh, just shit on all dubs, they're all awful. But I mean, Dragon Ball was probably one of the first really widely accepted. Hey, English like localization can be good.
And
Yeah.
if there is one
Ain't that the
negative
truth?
thing I have to say about the game, it's that it's not the original voice cast.
What is Sean Schemmel there at least?
Who is Shum Chimmel?
He's Goku.
No.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Trunks isn't even the same.
Oh my
What
god.
about-
Is it like?
I mean, granted, I'm not that far into the game. I think Piccolo. No, Piccolo. I mean, they
Who-
try
Wait,
really
who
hard.
licensed it? Was
Wait,
it?
It's Namco
Is
Bandai.
it Funimation though that does
Oh,
it?
I don't know if it is.
Because I mean, yeah, they got. I mean, Christopher Sabat did like 8 people when it was originally there, but Kai they did change everything. Like because Christopher Sabat was literally like, I'm Piccolo, I'm Vegeta, I'm this minor character, and when they did Kai to like redo stuff, they're like, okay, we can't give you everything.
Even though he can do everything.
you
But
literally can't
it
do
doesn't. None of that. All of it pales in comparison because you can be Ghost Nappa. The
That's a
abridged,
thing?
yeah, you know the abridged series,
Mhm.
the Dragon Ball Z. I think one of the male voices is the guy from that. The guy that voices Nappa did his own thing, and it all sounds hilarious. Like I would just play as that guy.
You know what that reminds me
Thank
of? One of the
God.
best Twitter accounts ever. There's a Nappa Twitter account
Yeah.
that will actively just look for things about 9,000 and just tweet back to like all of
They-
his tweets
No.
are what? It's
Yeah.
over 9,000.
He tweeted to me that once. I'm not
Yeah,
kidding.
he
that's
tweeted me
serious.
too, and I was like-
I peed
I was like, are
everywhere.
you kidding me? This
I
is
have-
the greatest thing
I
I've
have
ever
bad
seen.
news for you guys. It's probably a bot.
That's fine.
It's probably
It
like
doesn't- I-
9,000
it's fine.
bots.
Hey, somebody
I'm okay with it
programmed that
being a
bot.
It's okay.
Somebody out there programmed that bot.
I mean, if the bot can actively like do stuff on a social media site, can you even really say that it's not like a sentient life form? I mean, it can post things.
Okay, we're not going back into binary domain where it's like what measure is a human or something. That's just not.
Shit.
I actually want to bring it back to Metropolis and really talk about what rights robots are allowed to have.
Oh,
They don't have
no.
any. The end of discussion. Next question.
I will not stand for this.
Look,
You're a machinist, and I don't like it.
well,
Aaron,
fine. Yeah.
Aaron,
when
have you been-
Machinism is wrong
Have you been playing anything, Aaron?
Yeah, I went back and played.
with himself.
It was I went back and I played with
oh yeah, I've been
myself.
playing like Artificial Academy all up in the place. I don't
No,
even. I don't have.
I was playing. Oh God, what's it called? It was one of the Star Wars games on the PC.
No.
Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy.
Oh.
Okay.
Didn't those
good.
games have
I'll
a
respect
mode
you.
in the code where there was real life dismemberment?
Sort of. I could never get it to work in Academy, but yeah, there was
I
a
thought it
console
was
command
Academy.
you could work. Well, both of them because it's the same engine.
Yeah.
But it's basically like you. There are like 3 different commands. With 0, it's just like lightsabers do normal.
Yeah.
Sometimes someone's hands get cut off, or sometimes their arm flies
I
off.
was about to say I've
And
definitely
then-
cut people's hands.
Yeah,
off.
and then there's one. I think you press 1, and it's like when you slash them, they're pretty much guaranteed to turn into a thing. And then you
Right.
get it higher, and if you just have your lightsaber out, not even like slash, if you just poke like a stormtrooper, he just kind of disintegrates.
Oh.
And it's great because there's like this is the time before Ragdoll, so there are canned death animations. But one of them is when you cut the guy's hand off, he like goes, "Ah, my hand," and then slowly dies. But if that's on, you like cut his head off and he starts going, and then you just like lob his head off and all his other bits, and like they're like popped off, but they still move around like because
like
it's
the animation.
Yeah, because it's canned. And
It's hilarious.
That's why I was like, "Oh, my hand, also my head." I hope that
God.
thunk was audible because it might hurt my forehead.
It was. But yeah, I went back and played that, and that's just a really good game. If you haven't played it, you need to.
Oh, I did.
I started replaying it a bit, and I'm like, man, this is really solid.
It really was.
You know what I started, but I haven't touched it in a little while. The
You
original
Venus?
Dark Forces.
Yeah, I played it as a kid, and I
Right.
couldn't get past a certain part in a sewer level because
No,
of the,
you're thinking of Shadows of the Empire.
No, I'm thinking of there's a Shadow. There's I know that there's those monsters in Shadow of the Empire.
Because those monsters are scary.
Those were terrifying, but
couldn't
I
play
got
that
over
either.
it because I'm a man.
I'm not.
But
I'm a man.
That's accurate.
Can you make a mess
no,
I can.
it's a
when you
joke.
play with yourself?
I wish
We
you could make a
haven't-
wink audible, like they could hear the wink.
Wink.
We haven't mentioned that. I guess episode 3 sounds like the time we do an origin story. But why are we just 4 idiots doing a podcast?
Because we like video games.
No, I mean
Do we have to have an origin story yet?
How did
Can't
this
we
happen?
build dramatic tension?
We
a little
all-
Your
bit
family
longer?
died. The end.
We all work at a college radio station together.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
And
I mean, you don't. You're just a scrub.
Yeah.
You're just
Sorry,
a
you-
scrub lord.
We work at a college radio station.
We get
You're
paid.
our intern.
when
All
I
right.
when I do my timesheets, then I get paid.
But we all see each other and are stuck with each other all the time, and we have this period of time. So we decided,
ramble
let's
on,
do
and
this.
now you have to subject ourselves.
Yeah, we
Bam.
usually we spend this much time talking about games anyway, so why
Yeah.
not record it?
It's that easy.
And
it's
that,
just-
and on
You'd
on a bit of-
almost think that
Wait,
us being in a radio station thing would be more important. But let's talk about video games. So back to the sewer part.
Are you telling me we've been recording this whole time?
What? No, keep going. Don't. Now you're gonna act awkward. You won't know what to do with your hands.
Are you playing with yourself again, Randy?
I don't know.
There was. It's great because it's like one of the first Doom clones that was really separate from
Yes.
itself, and I like. But the thing is that I think we started with Dark Forces as a kid, me and my brother, but I played a hell of a lot more of Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2
Yes.
than I did, and I don't know why, but it's so we had a
because
demo.
you got a lightsaber.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. What do you guys do as kids when you have demo discs? You just
You
play
played the hell
that
out of it.
thing.
The shit.
We
You
had
know
a demo
these days.
disc of a LucasArts games. It was like Jurassic Park RTS that I still need to find because it sounds really,
That
really
sounds
weird.
awesome.
Do you know how often I played the Metal Gear Solid 3 demo? I never played the actual game
Dude.
until 2 or
God,
3
you're
years
like
ago.
12.
I had a demo disc with Metal Gear Solid 1 on it and a game called Ninja. And
And just Ninja.
Like, we would go to our grandma's house, and they didn't really care about me or my brother, so they would shoot hornets in the back room with a PlayStation and a demo disc. And I
Sounds
swear
about
to
right.
God, that Metal Gear Solid, that first 15-minute demo is the foundation of who I am.
Yeah. we had there was Dark Forces 2 and the LucasArts game Outlaws. Has anyone played that?
I have played Outlaws, actually.
I
No.
can't get it to work on any new computer, but I remember one time I was like, when I was big into pirating, not that I don't like that now, please don't arrest me. I'm like, I need to play this game. I played the demo once or 100 million times, but that's the only thing I played. And so it's so, that game really holds up. It's kind of another Doom clone because it's all very static, but man, Western games need to happen more often. This is it's going
Red
off
Dead.
tangent.
I've been waiting for Gun 2 for 10 years.
Gun
so.
was awesome whenever it first came
don't-
out. Like,
yeah,
Red Dead.
I thought it was freaking awesome.
Yeah, I
The
played.
first-
The
I
thing
didn't
is,
think it was
I
Red Dead,
played
though.
Red Dead Redemption, and then I got into the Western kick, and I think I had gameplay at the time, so I got Gun. And I don't know. The start of Gun was so promising. Where it was like, oh man, and all these big name actors, like Thomas Jane is the main guy, and I think Ron Perlman
he
was a
really?
dude. Yeah.
I never knew
There,
that.
I think it's because it was a launch game for the 360, and they're like, we got to make this big. Let's
It
get
was on
all
it was
these.
on the first Xbox.
And yeah, and it was also it was like a launch, but it was also kind of in that generational gap where it's we can still kind of, and it shows. When I played it, I was like, oh, this is a 360 game. Kind of looks like a PS2 game, but okay. That's exactly how Samurai Warriors 2 was.
I didn't
but
even know it was on 360, honestly.
yeah, I got achievements for it. The stupidest, and I'm still mad to that those achievements don't stack. I played it and beat it all the way through the game, and when you get the normal ending, you get normally, say I beat a game on the easy and hard. Nope, you got the normal one. Got to play it on easy again if you want that achievement. Even though all the achievements are basically you can get them in that, except for the difficulty complete. And I'm like, not a fan of that. But now I'm not an achievement whore, so I'm free.
You're just a regular.
I mean,
whore.
Now I'm just a regular whore.
Honestly, though, I don't think that game. I mean, it maybe moved a little fast at parts, but I don't feel like it was ever a bad game. I mean, I feel like they did everything right.
It doesn't. I would say maybe it was that I played Red Dead and then I played that, but I don't think it aged well. And I don't know. It felt maybe if I just pretended that it was a story, like the what's his face, John's son Jack or whatever. He reads cowboy stories all the time. I was like, that's just the story that he read. And that's how he explained all this bullshit. The end.
But Red Dead, I mean, whenever we say Red Dead Redemption, do we mean Red Dead Redemption 2 or the first one? Because I thought Gun was a lot better than that.
There's a Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 1 was, I mean,
it's Red Dead Revolver.
Red Dead Revolver, that game was awesome.
I never played it. All I knew it was by Capcom, and it was like a Wild West game made by Japanese developers. So I expect nothing but stereotypes and everything wrong.
Yeah, it has absolutely no story connection or anything.
But I gotta say the coolest thing that Rockstar did was they made those characters in that game a like DLC thing for the multiplayer. In Red Dead.
I did know that.
I looked at them and I'm like, these guys look really cool. I bet that game was probably, and I never tried it.
Yeah, I'm sure if I played it whenever it came out, like I was a 6th grader, I'd probably think it was the best game ever. But now it'd be like, oh god, I could make a better game.
Your tastes are more refined.
There was a game that came out a long time ago for the PS2 called Samurai Western. It was made by the guys that did Way of the Samurai, and I've never played those games either, so I don't know why I said. I've seen them on PSN all the time. I'm like, $20 for like a free roam samurai game. That sounds perfect, but I'm like, but I have this backlog of so many games.
Can we actually talk about what we're supposed to talk about instead of rambling?
No, that's what a podcast is.
I was just about to say, let's dive into the news.
No.
Okay. This week we have 14 topics.
Oh my god, kill me.
14.
We have spent too damn
We need
much
to
time.
not go through all 14. That's absurd.
A lot of them we're probably not going to talk about.
All right, well, anyway,
it's just
number one.
news, you know?
Yeah.
Number one.
Won't that get confusing when we edit it and you go number 1, number 12? Because we don't give a crap about the rest of those things.
Okay, number 3.
Number 8.
Number 1.
Roman numeral 4.
New trailer for Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh.
It's called Gotham Is Mine. We watched it. What did we think?
In the voice of Mr. Plinkett, except not. What's wrong with your face, Ivy?
It is different.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's a thing. Like, I don't know.
I feel
it's
like
just.
Sorry.
No, please. But I'm going to continue anyways. I mean, I don't remember her face being too like different in Arkham City, but I mean, maybe there's a gameplay reason, like plants are messing up with it, or maybe it was just like a different model.
That and potentially, I mean, you have to think Ivy didn't really play a big part in Arkham Asylum or City, so maybe they actually.
She played a big part in.
She played a big hard.
Yeah, she played a big part in a lot of fan art.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
Don't Google search that. It's safe on.
But realistically, yeah, she didn't really. I mean, she wasn't really the main focus. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense that they would try to maybe build a little more personality into her face. Try and maybe make her, especially because like, you got to think all the extra added detail because it is a next gen system. Like, things are gonna look a lot different. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like though the game still looks the same. Like,
I don't know if that's a bad thing though. I like that they changed. I mean, it didn't show too much in the thing, but I remember a Game Informer article that they changed Batman's suit.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more like combat oriented rather than like very superhero-y.
Well, I felt like it was really I don't remember which one it's called, but the one where actually I think it's just called Arkham City, where you're in there and it's the entire city's gone to shit or whatever.
Well, no, it was just like a walled off section of Gotham. Yeah.
Right. I played that one though, and I feel like that's exactly what that game just looks.
I mean,
like.
I will go on and
much,
say,
yeah.
from like an analyzation standpoint, though, Arkham City, it was a lot of dilapidated buildings because it was criminals had sort of taken over and ran rampant.
And wasn't
There were
it supposed to
fires
be
everywhere.
like old Gotham anyway?
Yeah.
So-
This,
Right.
on the other hand,
They're like,
actually
instead of cleaning
looks,
it, let's just
instead of like
put everyone
a
there.
wasteland, it actually looks like a city that has kind of fallen into
Can
the
I-
wrong hands. You can tell that it's a
No.
living, breathing thing. It's big. It's
Right.
intimidating, and the fact that it's just you against all
Just
these
jump
villains.
in at any time.
As I've stated, I'm not too into the Arkham games, and basically, can I just get the cutscenes made into like a YouTube movie and just watch that?
You can whenever you can actually develop good video game taste. For instance, if you don't like those games, you don't deserve to see the cutscenes.
I recognize them as good. I just can't get into them.
And that's the thing, I couldn't get into the games half because I didn't really care about the Batman plot, but playing them later made me kind of want to like get into stuff. It's fun when you're like, it's that guy, and everyone doesn't say, who's that guy? And they explain it like the world seems coherent. I really hate when like games like Skyrim are like the 100-year war, what's that? Or like the white gold cord conduit, and your person just goes, oh, you're an idiot. The like Mass Effect did a really good job of that. When you had to ask about what's this thing, your guy like said something that made him at least sound informed of what was going on.
Didn't that happen?
Yeah, and it's like,
so long ago.
oh, and it's not just like some idiot fish out of water going, I don't know what's going on. And you get the Codex thing, like that also did that in Arkham Asylum and City, I believe, where they had like the big encyclopedia.
Bio of like every
I
time
can't
you
pronounce
found
that.
someone, it kind of gave you their whole background pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, and then it had the audio diaries too, so you could further.
So
explore them.
in that regard, the real question here is speculation time. Who is the Arkham Knight?
It's me.
Nightwing.
Oh,
It's
alright.
Nightwing.
What?
It's
I
not
don't
going to
know
be Nightwing because Arkham Knight is already open as a villain that's okay with killing.
I don't know the story of the Batman game, so I can't assume here.
Well,
It's
alright.
kind of follow. It's not like totally one-to-one for the stuff, but it follows a lot of the stuff.
Well, in the first one, there was an Easter egg that at the bottom of an elevator shaft in Arkham Asylum, it was the Scarecrow basically escaped, and you found like his plans for the city and stuff like that. And then in the second one, there was a tanker offshore that was really, really hard to get to, but you could, if you're good enough, glide towards it, and when you drop down, you could unlock a hatch and go into it. And it was really dark, and a bunch of bugs kind of ran away from you. But whenever you did it, it had even more plans with like an execution plan by Scarecrow. That's why he's so prominent in the trailer.
Right. Which
'cause
I'm
this is
glad.
his master
I'm
plan.
glad about. Scarecrow is one of my
Scarecrow.
I like that they
Scarecrow is
can
one of my
That's
favorites.
his
do
goons.
something like
If they're
this,
not
like,
called the
carry it over.
Scarecrow, I would give up.
Like, I'm one of
Zero
those
to 10
people who will
Rocksteady.
tell you Scarecrow and Batman Begins is better than Joker and the Dark Knight.
Well, I'll fight you for that.
I
you
will-
are
I
the
will
man
agree
with no
you.
taste. Holy
Yeah.
shit, man.
No, Heath Ledger was really good as the Joker, but the
You-
Scarecrow is so good.
I'm gonna go on and say the end fight between Batman and the Scarecrow when Batman doesn't even fight him and a woman tases him. Everything
Now we're
you
gonna
have said
be-
is gone.
Now we're gonna be labeled as sexist because you were like, and a woman tased him.
Oh,
I will go on and say that Batman did protect a child from Zaz, and he shouldn't have because that child went on to play Joffrey in the Game of Thrones, and he should have died like the bastard he is.
I don't even get that.
On that note, number 2.
No, hold on. They always they've been hinting at Hush for a while.
Well, Hush was even a character subplot into.
Like, yeah, he was like,
He successfully stole Bruce Wayne's identity in it, but he was like, oh,
The,
we're not
and so they're like going. It's like, oh, that's gotta be Hush. He uses dual handguns. He tried to steal Bruce Wayne's identity, but I think that's like a big red
It'd be
herring.
too easy.
Yeah,
Too easy.
but I'd really like
The
it.
Arkham Knight isn't a comic character, right?
No,
No,
well, they've
he's
written
like-
a comic with him in it, but he's completely unique.
He's
to
like,
the
yeah,
game
original
story.
for
Okay,
that. Which
I
is
was gonna
really
say
cool.
I'm really glad that they made like an original villain instead of recycling
It's just the Joker
comic
again.
villains over.
That's
and
what I
over.
hated about Batman Origins.
Spoiler alert: Arkham Knight is the Joker.
That honestly, if that was the truth, like I don't even know what I'd do. Because that Batman Origins, I was really into it, and then this new criminal, he's pretending to be Black Mask. He's killing off all these mob bosses. I wonder who it is. And in all the silhouettes where we recreate everything, it's so obviously like the Joker silhouette. Like they didn't even try to hide it.
Wow, thanks a lot. I didn't even play the game yet. And I was just,
Good, don't because it's an awful game.
Before Randy gives away more spoilers,
Merry Christmas.
number 2. Hotline Miami 2 Wrong Number will release on March 10th for
That's
PC
exciting.
and PlayStation systems.
That's-
Hotline Miami is awesome.
One of the hardest, most addicting games I've ever
Yes.
I remember it a lot more fondly, remembering it.
Fondle. Were you
A
fondling
hell
it?
of a lot less when I actually play it. I'm like, oh man, Hotline Miami, the music, the synth, and the feel of the game and how fast it was, it's great. And when I played it, it was just me like cussing at the TV the whole time because it's just like, died, fuck, I died, damn it, I died, why? And when you finally beat it, you're just like, I don't know what I don't know what I've done with my life.
It is a hard game, but it's just so good all the time. It's always good. I love it to death. I've played it on PS3, Vita 4. I have it on PC. I love it to death.
Why do you have that many copies of it?
Never really beaten it, but it is really fun.
PlayStation Plus and Steam sale. Or no, it was a Humble Bundle that I bought for other games, and it just happened to come with Hotline Miami.
Humble Bundle.
Humble
Bundle.
What was the last one that looked really good?
Star Wars.
No, there was an anime one, but none of it looked very. It was a bunch of visual novel stuff that I don't know.
Surprise, surprise.
Wow.
So yeah, Hotline Miami 2 is out on March 10th. I'm excited. I'll buy it.
Is it though? Because I thought it got delayed like a couple of times.
Probably, but I don't think there was ever like a set release date.
And also,
though.
didn't they censor a bunch of stuff in it because everyone was offended?
I hope not.
No, there was some stuff. You look it up. Don't
Why did you
stop
ask
this podcast.
if you're gonna say it?
I wanted to know because the man with the
did.
laptop who did the research to do all these things.
The first one, or
oh wait, he didn't do any of the research.
All right, number 3.
Scrub Lord.
Number 3. I really enjoy this story. I think it's very funny. From GameSpot, Sony accidentally erased a list of winners for the PlayStation 4 Anniversary Edition contest.
Oh.
In Japan, they ran a contest where every person who bought a PS3, PS4, Vita, or PlayStation TV between December and January were eligible to win one of 123 20th anniversary PlayStation 4 consoles, of which only 12,300 exist. Sony's issued an apology and has asked all those who submitted into the contest to resubmit again so that they can pick new winners.
I would be so angry.
I'd be
and it's
so
like,
pissed off.
You see, the thing about this is they didn't. Well, I don't know. I don't think the list of winners was ever released. Obviously, otherwise it'd be pretty easy to find. So nobody knows if they actually won. But how do you lose a list of winners?
It's probably either like a file that someone just deleted,
That's
or
such a stupid
like a piece of paper that's just like, get this to this guy. And
imagine being the guy sitting at your computer when you deleted that file saying all the winners. And you're working for Sony.
It's just
I think I'd shit myself.
You are fired out of a cannon.
It is just
I feel
ridiculous.
like they probably hung him by his toes off of a balcony.
Excuse me?
I'm just saying what they should have done. Like, that's such a stupid, like, you don't do
How
that.
can you be that dumb?
And why would they only have one person that had the file? That's another, like, there was no precautions. They were like, well, hopefully we fucking lose this, because we don't want to give people anything. That's what happened.
It's probably going to
Illuminati.
That's almost as bad as losing an entire interview to a really important band.
Dang.
On that note,
yeah, it's just.
Are we done with this one?
Yep.
Okay, number 4, Mortal Kombat X. Is it 10 or X?
X.
Because it isn't it the 10th Mortal Kombat still?
Yeah, but it sounds better if you say Mortal Kombat.
But if you said 10, they'd be like, no, it's Mortal Kombat X.
I'm pretty sure Boone said that.
Mortal Kombat X has released 2 new trailers, the story trailer and an unexpected one announcing a mobile version. Also, the PS3 and 360 versions are delayed to June.
I don't really care about the mobile version,
but if it's going to come out first, I'm going to play it first.
I applaud anyone with the balls to come to my house with a controller thinking they can step up to me. That's all I'm saying. Knocking them down like dominoes.
Injustice got a mobile port, didn't it?
Yeah, and I played it a little bit. It was okay. I mean, it was very... The controls
was it
were
like
very...
the same as the game, or was it like...
No, not at all. I mean, the graphics... I mean, the way it looked was still the same, I guess, but it was like tap to punch, tap 3 times for combo, swipe left to dodge.
That sounds exciting.
But it was...
I mean, you can tell by the way I'm holding my face.
It was a very, like, collecty kind of thing. It was fun. I enjoyed it while I played it.
Could you get, like, costumes or something through it?
Yeah,
or?
yeah. You did unlock costumes. Like, if you did certain things, you unlock costumes for the main game.
More importantly, that story trailer showing all those things.
That I didn't understand.
Yeah, more important, like, I think the biggest thing about the Mortal Kombat story trailer that has me excited is it's a fighting game, even in the last iteration, its story mode was, I mean, you play as a character 3 rounds and move to the next character. This actually looks like it might have a legitimate story mode, like the older Mortal Kombat games.
Mortal Kombat 9 had a whole a long story mode.
Well, yeah, but
surprisingly.
But like I said, though, you play as the story is really just an excuse to get used to the characters. You play as a character, three fights, the next character. Character 3 fights, the next.
But
character.
it was like a big fan service thing because it was just rebooting Mortal Kombat 1 through 3. They could have just said, we'll just do an arcade mode, we'll just do versus. It's a reboot. We don't have to care about the story. But they said, man, let's double down. Let's do cutscenes and not rehash, but redo and flesh out actually Mortal Kombat 1. Cyrax wasn't in there, but hey, he's here now and he's got his backstory and little characters like Noob Saibot, who was just a joke character because he was just Tobias whatever his face is.
Boone.
No, I mean Ed Boon, but Tobias, I don't know his first name, but he's not important because he's not there anymore. And now it's no, he's Sub-Zero's ghost, the first Sub-Zero, and it's just really cool that that's there. So speaking of that, was there a human Scorpion in that trailer? There was a guy in yellow, a ninja, and he had the thing.
I don't think
no mask on.
I don't think it's
thing, but he had a beard.
I don't think it's so much as the human
gruff.
Scorpion. I think it's because it showed Sub-Zero too. I mean, Mortal Kombat X, as we know, Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage are not in it, but their daughter is. It's several years in the future. In all likelihood, it might be Scorpion and just something's happened to him where instead of a skull, he actually is able to grow facial hair.
That'd be pretty
swell thing.
I'm cautiously worried. The thing is that the last time beloved fighting game franchise did a time skip was Soul Calibur 5, and I was hyped as shit for that. And holy
Soul Calibur
man,
was a
bad.
I will go on and say
so bad.
there hasn't been a good Soul Calibur 2 since 2 and 3. Before anyone says anything, the RTS mode in 3 was amazing.
Yes,
but the regular mode was not.
Nah.
the RTS was great.
The creative fighter and the make a thing, that was all great.
I would have bought a game just for that, just being a game. That's basically how Ogre Battle plays, except instead of a fighting game, it's turn-based.
Not a fighting game.
But so cautiously optimistic. I don't play Street Fighter. I don't play any fighting games except for BlazBlue, and I'm still a scrub. So I'll look forward to it for Evo, definitely.
Now, random. One thing I just remembered about it: the faction multiplayer system they revealed recently looks really good.
That's exciting.
I could see it going
it's
south immediately if everyone just picks the same thing.
Right. There's 3 factions, and everybody chooses it, and you fight the other factions, and you can be with your friends or you can be against them, and all that fun jazz.
It's kind of funny because
it looks really good.
When I was doing, I admit that this is because I think the Two Best Friends people started doing, the Let's Play channel. I'm gonna go plug a Let's Play channel that we aren't, even though we're not really a Let's Play channel. Two Best Friends. It's pretty popular. They did a recent thing where they played Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Oh Lord.
Where there were 50,000 characters and all of them are awful. But when they were going through the characters that everyone forgot about, there's not any that I can come to mind because they're all so forgettable.
You've forgotten about them all.
But going through their bios and the guy with the mask, Cabal, is part of this Black Suns organization. No, that's Mass Effect. Is he's this crime group, and these guys are from the Earth realm, and these guys are from the Nether realm, and these guys are from this realm that suddenly exists. And so it's funny because a lot of those factions are like those things, and so it's kind of a funny way to just keep that canon.
I gotcha.
That is cool.
All right, number 5. March's slate of PlayStation Plus games have been announced. Available for free in March are Ollie Ollie 2 for PS4 and Vita, Valiant Hearts for PS4, Oddworld New and Tasty for PS4, Counter Spy for PS4 and Vita, Papo and Yo for PS3, and Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment for PS3. I bet that Sherlock Holmes game is just fantastic.
Did you
Actually,
mention
I've
an
heard good
Oddworld?
things about it.
Really?
You're a smart ass.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Did you mention a new Oddworld in that?
It's a Abe's Odyssey.
New and tasty.
It's like a
Like the old school, like PlayStation 1?
yeah, it's like a remake or something like that.
Oh yeah, it was like a remastered thing. They redid a lot of the texture.
Did anybody
It's, like,
play
totally-
Ollie Ollie 1?
No, I've heard good things about it.
So
it's
have I.
like a rhythm-based game. It's like it's not exactly a skateboarding game where you try to do tricks. It's not very Tony Hawk. It's more like kind of a rhythmic
Tony
tapping
Hawk.
game. It's
Okay.
very
So it's Guitar Hero.
interesting. I don't know because I don't know if the music is like in with it.
Valiant Hearts is supposed to be really
Yeah,
good.
I
from
am
what
really excited
understand.
about Valiant Hearts.
The story is supposed to be very, very good. So
Yeah,
I'll probably once
Papa and Yo. It was like a puzzle platformer.
I
thing.
haven't
I
played
was about
that.
to say I was not familiar.
Counter
with that
Spy. I've heard Counter Spy is really good.
And
It's dumb.
shoot, what was the last game that we mentioned?
COD.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes. It kind of scratches that LA Noire itch if people have had that because it's a very good mystery game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little open-ended. I don't think you can go like off the wrong track and totally get lost, but it's got this like really interesting like mystery thing behind it, and it's more like there's an episodes. I don't know if there's an overarching plot, but there are a lot of like separate little disjointed cases, and it's really interesting in that way. And I don't know, I wouldn't write it. When I saw it, I'm like, it's a Sherlock Holmes game. I could kind of write this off. But when someone I watched said, "Hey, this is kind of good," and I watched it, and I'm like, this is not that bad. It could be interesting.
I see.
So yeah,
I think when I get home today, I will download Ollie Ollie and Valiant Hearts and let you guys know next week what it's like. We'll see.
Closing
We will
statement. Screw you, Brian.
Right.
Number 6. This is something very small that I'm very excited about. Shovel Knight's Plague of Shadows DLC has been announced. It'll be playable at PAX East and expected to release in Q2 of 2015. Instead of the playing as the titled Shovel Knight, you play as Plague Knight, one of the bosses from the game.
Wow, false advertising. 0 out of 10.
And Shovel Knight was one of the best games I played last year, hands down. And I think Plague Knight, he's very different. I think it's going to be interesting.
Well, he's not a shovel
Well, yeah, he
knight.
doesn't have a shovel. What good is he?
When you
All
find
he
him,
has is a plague.
he pretty much jumps around
Knight
and throws
of
like
gripes.
throws poisons at you and stuff, and I don't know, he's different. We'll see how that goes, but no, Shovel Knight. Everybody should play Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight is
I won't do
so good.
I won't do it.
I don't know, considering your tastes.
True,
I mean, you
after-
think the Batman games are bad.
Well, I was
I
about
don't
to say,
think
after
that-
your statements against
Not once did I ever say Batman
the
was
Joker,
bad.
you
Yeah.
should probably choke and die.
Everybody just says
Speaking
that
of
because
that,
he died.
and how good Scarecrow was. I love how ineffectual he was in The Dark Knight.
Right.
Like, that was almost a comedic scene.
Right.
You're just like, it's that guy. Oh, he's an idiot.
But then in the
Sucks.
third one, he was like the judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Which that was
kind
kind of cool that they kept him in, too.
I
How,
guess.
how do we get to Batman?
I like
and Shovel
silly
Knight?
How do we...
I was making fun of
Let's
him.
instead talk about Cillian Murphy.
Okay, so
He's a
number
pretty
8.
good looking dude.
And he's a good actor.
The end of
I've
that.
liked everything I've seen him in. He was good in 28 Days Later, as well as Inception.
That
Yeah.
wasn't a good movie.
That guy. What's his
Cillian
name?
Murphy.
Christopher Nolan. He just kind of has a saddle of people.
He makes good movies.
No, I just meant like he just has his like stable of actors where he's like, you guys, come on.
It's your turn.
Yeah. Pretty much, God, what's his name? Butler. Alfred?
Yes.
What's his actor's name?
Michael
Exit.
Caine.
Yeah.
Michael
Alfred.
Caine? Pretty much
Michael
there.
Caine.
No, it's
all the
Alfred.
time. It's just like,
That is true.
You're in.
He was in Interstellar too.
yeah.
He was the boss guy.
And I don't think he was in Inception, was he?
He
He was the grandpa?
He was in Inception.
God damn it! Now I gotta find him in Memento.
And he was in The Prestige.
He's the guy under Guy Pearce's mask.
The Prestige is another Christopher
Guys,
Nolan movie
remember
that he
when
is.
Prometheus, instead of casting an old guy, had Guy Pearce, but in old man makeup for no reason?
Can we talk about how awful the movie Prometheus was? Actually, let's
I
not.
could.
I will rant about it for like an hour.
Yeah,
you
let's
can.
do that.
I think we'll let you have
Did
your
you
own.
know that the
Let's
director of that
separate
movie
that.
said that it wasn't supposed to be a
In
prequel?
no way, shape, or
And he
form
goes-
is it even related to aliens.
That's
but
what
they
he
set
said.
up the whole. God.
And it's a fucking alien. It doesn't matter what else they say.
They set up the whole movie. They set up every scene that they find in Alien. They
Exactly.
designed everything in the way that it was left at the end of Prometheus.
Randy.
Exactly.
We will let you make a video that is ranting about Prometheus.
I'll
It
be
shows
right
the
there with-
xenomorphs. Why the xenomorphs look the way
What is
that
my
they do?
law? I have a
I will be
leash
right
to
there
hell
with you,
among
dude.
us.
Fuck you, Ridley Scott.
Hey.
You're a liar and a cheater, and I gave you my money.
I will
Hey.
agree with that statement, but only because of the counselor, because it was really depressing.
Number 7.
Blade Runner was pretty good.
Final Fantasy X, 10-8. Fun fact: there's going to be a Blade Runner sequel with Harrison Ford in it. Anyways,
That's not a fun fact.
Final Fantasy X and 10-2
very
HD
not fun.
remaster is coming to PS4 on May 12th. It's
Ooh,
already out
here
on
we are.
PS3 and Vita.
Nice.
Here we are about ready to talk more about Final Fantasy.
Which
course.
which one? I wasn't paying attention.
10-10-2 HD.
I don't care anymore then, because until 12 gets
Wait,
an
is that
HD
1010
release.
squared?
No.
Is this the Adventures of 1010?
No, it was where they're like, because everyone's separate, and they're like, let's make a sequel. Oh, wait, our numbered franchise doesn't really make way for sequels. What do we do? 10, 12? No, just 10 and then a 2 on it. People will get it. It'll make sense.
And then
Just
you
forever.
have Lightning Returns. Final Fantasy 13-3.
It's not. I don't think it's called Final Fantasy 13-3. I think
But
it's just Final Fantasy 13
we all know-
Lightning Returns.
What
We
if it
all
was
know
Final
deep
Fantasy
down in our
13,
hearts.
13, 13?
How about you don't talk crap on the waifu,
It's
okay?
just Toriyama Waifu Simulator. It's literally dress up.
Yeah.
Her model in game is like 10 times the res of like you stand next to an NPC and you look like you look like you just came out of a late PS2 game, and they're like, yeah, I wish I could go back there. The world in this game is ending. That's how much this series wants to die. It starts its own apocalypse. That's how bad this is.
I'm done with it.
I want you to
15,
know,
15
Toriyama.
From what I understand, 14, A Realm Reborn, which I did play for a little while, is redeeming itself. And 15 looks like it might redeem the series as well.
Oh no, I've heard it's all I got is my gripes against Final Fantasy 13
Right.
and Lightning in particular.
Right. Number 8. Bloodborne has released a launch trailer a month early.
And it's actually pretty terrifying.
It looks spooky as hell.
Yeah, well, like we were talking about earlier, the game already kind of thrives on just like a sense of tension, and the fact that like this game they've already said like there's no guarding, there's no armor, so there's that extra level.
From what
of
I
tension.
understand, the gun is your parry.
Yes,
I
yes.
expect there to be a lot of jump scares, and that's going to not be okay
You see,
with me.
here's the best part about this. He sees this, and he sees horror game, when in fact it's not a horror game.
What the what
Well,
is
all right,
it?
no, all right.
You know
that's-
Dark Souls?
That's
It's the next game from them.
yeah, but that's kind of lying there because Dark Souls is a horror game. It's just not like
It's a dark
it's
fantasy.
Yeah,
not survival horror game.
It looked
It is a
terrifying.
horror game. It's
It's
like
got-
a fantasy horror.
especially since it's got like a lot of Berserk nods to it.
Yes,
You know what I
And
mean, though. He
not
see-
just like
from
literal.
This is the other
is
thing, though, is
big,
that I
but-
never played the Dark Soul games.
Oh, we have to do a teaching Aaron how to play Dark Souls.
We could do a let's play with watching Aaron play Dark Souls.
Yes,
That could be so
That's
funny.
That
on
could
the
be
list.
so awful.
It would
On
be
the
fun
list.
for
We
me.
don't have capture cards.
On the list, but yeah, Bloodborne looks really good. I'm excited because I mean it looks like a fast-paced.
Oh,
Dark
very,
Souls,
yeah.
and I think that's going to be fantastic.
I mean, that's kind of already how I play Dark Souls. So
I think it
I'm-
looks
I'm
good,
already
but I
prepared.
definitely shit my pants.
Fast
a little.
roll, much better than fat roll.
Yeah. Whenever my brother was rocking Havel's armor with a spear and a shield,
I had to do that to fight Seath. I couldn't fight him in the
my friend Matt was just like, "Oh, that's cool, but like, how slow are you? Like, you probably can't even roll." And my brother was like, "Oh my God, you're right. I've been playing this game wrong."
Yeah, I try to keep myself under 20.
I will go
try
in
to
and
keep
say,
fast
like,
roll.
he was so beefy, he could take like a shot from the smelter demon and like not even blocking and take it. Like, it was pretty beefy.
you know.
His beefy
That-
veins.
This reminds me, because like I said, I wore Havel's set in order to beat Seath, because you basically just tank rush him and you're good.
Because you're a scrub lord.
But I realized
cool.
Seath is a really easy boss unless you're trying to cut his tail. Then he takes forever to kill. It was
you gotta
so
sever
difficult.
the Saurian's tails.
Yeah.
How else are you gonna?
I mean, I
Yeah,
do it
that's
every
not the
time.
same
The
deal,
sec
it's
because because I got the Drake sword from the Red Dragon, and then I think it was the Gaping Dragon. I accidentally cut his off, and I was like, wait a minute, you can cut off all their tails. I'm gonna cut off all the tails.
Are you so excited about cutting
And
off
then
all
he
the
went,
tails?
and this is the start of a serial killer, ladies and gentlemen.
Calamete's next. You heard it here. Okay, number 9. Unreal Engine 4, which is a game creation engine, is now free to use.
There used to be a license, right?
Yeah, now it's completely free to use. You don't have to pay anything for a license or anything. The only shtick is that there's a 5% royalty after the first $3,000 of revenue per product per quarter.
That's exciting for indie games.
So after you make $3,000, you pay them 5% every quarter for every product.
Unreal
All right, let's
games
just
are typically
let's just make a shit game that makes like $2,999, and then just delete it and just go. Sorry.
And then we'll get more stuff for our pod case.
That's really cool though. I'm glad that they made the engine free because I mean it gives more people access to do what they want. A lot of people don't have the money to make games, so I'm glad the engine's free.
Yeah.
And I think it was a long time coming too.
Wait, which are they starting on a new engine then?
What do you mean?
Which one? I pay attention very well to you, Bryan.
Unreal Engine 4 is the brand new one.
Okay, and that's the one that's free.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty interesting.
That's what I mean.
So we're gonna make a game now.
Because originally it was like $10.
Podcast going nowhere.
It was originally like $10 to use, but now it's totally free.
It was like $10 and then a license, like a fee every month or something. It was a licensing fee,
Right.
not like a buy your.
Yeah, I mean, but still $10 a month is pretty cheap for a
Speaking
game
of licensing
engine.
fees, thanks Adobe.
Hey,
Adobe.
I have a story for you.
I
I dedicate this one to you. It's from Kinda Funny Games, number 10. Gone Home for consoles is not actively in development any longer, as stated by designer Steve Gaynor. The deal with publisher Midnight City / Majesco fell through. However, Sony officials have replied saying they will be happy to reconnect with Fulbright.
Okay.
What's Gone Home?
Not a game.
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
It's a PC game that a lot of people loved, but in fact, you actually don't really do anything. It has been dubbed by a lot of people as a walking simulator because basically what happens is you come home from college
from
and
the war.
Nobody's in the house. And
It happens to me every day.
And the game, like, I played it, and it actually comes off as really creepy at first. And I thought that I was going to get, like, a jump scare or something.
And that's the thing. It sets it up to be like, this is kind of, like, interesting. It could be really, like...
Spoiler alert, your sister didn't die. She isn't a ghost. No, she just ran away.
No, she's a surprise lesbian.
And ran
That's
away.
the twist!
And she
Damn
ran...
it, we keep saying all this stuff, and people are... If we ever get a following base, they're going to be like, oh, you said something about lesbians. Oh, you shot a woman.
Nah, please. If I'm trying not to offend anyone, I won't entertain anyone.
But, yeah, so the surprise twist, instead of your sister being dead or murdered or...
She's
a
just
ghost
a
or a
super
zombie.
lesbian.
She just ran away with her
She's
lesbian
got pink,
girlfriend.
like,
with her girlfriend.
multicolored hair, and she's
Oh, is
in
it
the
lightning?
That is scraping the bottom
Best-
of the bucket as far as plot twists go.
Right.
Hold on, but is Lightning the lesbian from the game?
They're not
And then
dead.
God, I
They're not
wish.
she just
kidnapped.
runs off then
They
to the Final
eloped with
Fantasy
their
game?
That's the
lesbian
mod,
lover.
actually. It's
Lightning
just like-
Returns, Gone Home 13, confirmed.
I get it. She returns to her home that she
That
gone
one will
to.
be Final Fantasy 13.
Lightning goes
2.
home.
Lightning goes home with her lesbian friend.
Okay, number 11 from Video Gamer. The head of the Sonic team at Sega, Takashi Iizuka, has stated that Sonic continues to have a future on consoles, despite Sega saying that they will be putting a
Of
bigger
course, the Sonic head is going to say
emphasis
that.
on mobile.
I don't know.
That's just wishful thinking. That's sad.
I don't
even.
think I want it anymore.
No, I stated this a
Let
week
it
or two
die.
ago. Sonic needs to just
Yeah,
die.
I was about to say.
It just
I don't
has to
know.
die and come back in
let
a
him
blaze of glory.
quietly-
Let's let him die, and then like 3 years from now, how about they just like
Keep being
revamp
dead.
it with like a 3D old school style platformer, like on the console market,
You're
like
right.
on the App Store, to just make everyone buy it.
Let's make it modern, third-person shooter, military.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, right.
Already happened.
Not what I said, but
This
yeah.
is
Damn, that was
awkward.
horrible.
That's what he needs:
But yeah.
more guns and black.
My stance is they just need to kill off Sonic for a little while and bring him back in like
forever.
5 years.
Just kill him back. I feel like if you want to play a Sonic game, you should. Go
I mean,
back
like
and play
the series,
good
not the
games.
No,
character.
I'm trying to think of what I said was racist. or
Oh,
not.
but yeah, you just need to kill him all. kill
Why
off the series.
now start to worry? Let's just let's just push all the
Let's just
boundaries.
throw all the racial slurs out there.
Okay, maybe not that
Seriously, we are
So,
going
yeah.
to offend everyone with this.
far. Well,
Kill
I
Sonic.
don't care.
Kill Sonic, revive Shenmue. Sega will be fine.
Okay, no. Well,
I need to drive my forklift across the country. Also, that's what I just knew.
Have
yeah,
you
Mega
seen
64 already finished Shenmue.
Have you seen any semen? I'm looking for semen. Have you seen any?
That's not the thing. It's I'm looking for sailors. If you
Sailors,
see any
sorry.
sailors around here, and they go, well, I don't know. Sailors usually hang out around bars. They, they're capable and drew that. What words?
I completely.
They usually
agree.
hang out at the harbor at night. I've seen them before. You should ask someone else.
I just.
And then
Nope.
you ask everyone else, and they say the same exact thing.
Did you
Have seen
write
any
that for the
sailors?
game?
Yeah.
Number 12.
Do you not know what Shenmue is?
He's
No,
too
you-
young. He's
you
too
just-
young.
You're still going
I
to
know.
Oh,
Shenmue.
you poor
You
child.
bastards.
Poor baby.
Yeah, what
you don't even-
console was it?
I'm only
Dreamcast.
10.
Are you,
That's
being,
what I thought.
are you being serious?
I know about the
Because I know
Dreamcast.
you're
Damn
older
it, I
than
know.
him. So if we're saying poor baby to him.
Oh, I didn't play it.
Oh my god, I hate
never
you
played
so
it.
much right now.
I didn't play it, but I
we're
know
old,
about it.
crotchety men, Mitch.
Yes, you are.
I have my Dreamcast hooked up still.
Number 12. From IGN, well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about with VR. HTC and Valve announced that they are collaborating on a VR headset titled the Vive. They are also apparently working on Half-Life, but they retracted this statement after a large speculation of it being Half-Life 3.
Of course.
And from VR Focus, AMD has also announced a new VR kit titled Liquid VR.
It's funny that you mentioned that they stopped the rumors that it's not Half-Life 3. I learned recently that there is a Japanese arcade shooter of Half-Life 2. It's
Oh.
literally just an arcade cabinet with a joystick thing, so you can. I think they have both joysticks.
Both.
Both joysticks.
I'm losing my words today. I've been up since 5 a.m.
It's the hand
You
motions.
got
Both.
you got
That should be
joysticks
what we use
instead
to
of
bleep out
a
cuss words.
WASD and
Wast.
what is this, a mouse? This is
Yeah.
a mouse thing that I'm doing. Instead of that, on a goddamn arcade machine, they're have you are on a time limit. It's like Time Crisis, except it's Half-Life 2, and you just play Half-Life 2, and it's got this score attack thing. When you kill the Combine soldiers, they points appear above them. It's very weird, and I don't know if it goes to the whole game, and it's just
Well, if it's timed, I would imagine you
But
would.
does it confirm Half-Life 3?
Well, probably if you do
Probably
good
not.
enough, you get time bonuses.
Honestly-
yeah, there's stuff like that.
While they
it
did,
almost reminds me of the Light Gun Silent Hill game, which is not as bad as that sounds.
I never even knew there was. a
while
Light Gun
while they
And
did
it's all
shoot
in
down,
English.
they shot down Half-Life 3 for the speculation and whatnot. I feel like this would be the time to bring it in because Half-Life 2 is known to be revolutionary. It's a revolutionary first-person shooter that brought a lot to the table. And there's no way they're going to top that unless they bring the first-person
Something,
shooter
yeah.
that revolutionizes
Unless
VR.
they really go
You know?
all out with it.
Yeah.
There's
Which honestly, if someone was gonna do it, it'd be Valve.
exactly. I think this would be the perfect time to bring it out because it's the only way they could possibly top 2. So,
Yeah.
I'm a robot.
yeah, that's my stance.
I was kind of wondering why you were drawing on your fingers. I just didn't want to draw. it to
No,
your
he's a
attention.
robot. That's why.
Okay.
He's
He's a robot.
This is what happens when you guys give me a broken pen. No,
Take
no,
it.
I'm taking
I'm taking your watch.
We're good.
Okay.
I'm taking this.
Drop on the. Then it won't make this annoying noise on the.
Our last two, 13 and 14, actually tie together a little bit.
Wow.
So
That'll make things easier.
allow me to read both of them,
13.
and then
Hurry, we have 30
Lightning
seconds.
returns.
allow me to voice both of them, and then you may state your opinions. Mad Max will release on September 4th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Number 14. Unfortunately, it's not going to sell very well because Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain has been set to release on September 1st. It's also been stated that in the game, Snake won't speak much. He's mostly a silent type as they want the character to represent the player as much as possible. No, they just don't want to pay Keither as much money as he wants.
Wow.
Kiefer.
Kiefer Sutherland?
Yeah.
I hate that name.
There is a thing that I forgot to check out. There's a countdown timer on Konami's website for the Phantom Pain. You should look this up right now with your internet that you totally don't have. But I believe there is a countdown timer, and I don't know if it's today. I think
It's tomorrow.
Okay,
The
because I was about
announcement's
to
supposed
say
to happen tomorrow.
it's
It
like
leaked.
a day and 18 hours yesterday, and I was like, I need to know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
because-
they were going to do an
Did you
announcement.
click the cigar? If you click the cigar, time goes forward really fast. It makes the lady noise.
The lady
It
makes the lady
the
noise.
noise from the trailer. The
Mitch,
lady
you know
singing.
all
The
about
lady
the lady
singing.
noise,
From
wouldn't you there?
Shut your goddamn face.
Did we make the lady noise a thing now? The lady noise.
Turn off your. I want you to turn on your mic or whatever it is. Your volume,
my speakers.
and then
His
click the.
speakers.
Click the Phantom Cigar.
Click the.
Well, look at that.
That noise.
Oh, that's the lady
It made the
noise.
lady noise.
The lady noise.
That actually is
because-
accurate.
Because it's the.
What a very accurate
It is
lady
a noise made by a
Because
lady.
in the Phantom Pain. Yeah, then it does it. It's like, oh, I might be able to see. Screw you, Kojima.
Well,
you and your
real quick before we continue to praise this, can we go on and talk about how
Screwed Mad Max is?
how Kiefer Sutherland is no David Hayter?
Can we talk? You missed this because you walked out, but the reason they said that Snake isn't going to talk much, that they wanted to be more of a silent protagonist, so that the player has like as much input, air quote.
I was about to say,
possible.
nobody saw that.
So that it seems more as a player avatar than the character. Wrong. He's not going to talk much because that means they have to pay Kiefer less money.
If I remember correctly, that's what they did in Metal Gear Solid, like the original.
Mhm.
Snake did talk a lot, but he didn't do a lot of like personality stuff. And he was like, and I remember it was like, thank you G4 Icons, because I think Yoji Shinkawa was like talking about his design as like, oh, it's very like gray color so that the player can like imprint on them what they feel. And it's just kind of like, so in a way that's thematic, yeah, but I don't know. What is the question that is the most important on everyone's mind? In Ground Zeroes and by extension Phantom Pain, you have a helicopter that you like kind of command, and you can have it to do airdrops and stuff and evac people out. It will let you play custom music when it like rides around. Pretty much everyone's probably going to choose Ride of the Valkyries. However, it's custom. So what would you guys choose?
Oh, you already said, without choosing right, because that would have been my first answer.
All right. Is it an MP3 file or a song? Like, is it? Because I actually
it's like custom, whatever.
I have the theme, the audio file for Too Many Cooks.
Oh my god!
Oh shit!
So if we could just play that.
Oh,
no,
shit.
time for an evac.
Takes a lot to make a stew.
Oh,
Something
God.
else and laughter too.
Okay, you need to edit it so that ends with the Too Many Cooks song, and that's our
Please
outro.
no.
Can that
yeah.
be our outro?
Too many cooks.
I would say.
Yeah.
I would say like argue for either the Resident Evil director's cut basement music. Have you guys never heard that?
Nope.
No.
Wait.
Well, I was about to say, if it's custom music, like, do they
Not-
just like
not the
have you
re-
talk
not the
into your
remake,
system? And you're like,
Do you guys remember? I don't remember his name, and I really wish my phone wasn't dead because we are not good at this. But there was a composer that composed that, air quotes again, composed stuff for. No, not that. God damn it. Go and look up for me, please, and then cut it out later. Mansion Basement.
not on YouTube.
Resident Evil director's cut.
No, I refuse. I
We'll just-
will avoid copyright
just
strikes
timestamp
at
this.
all costs.
And
There's
the thing,
puke all
okay,
over
the
the table.
background is that the guy was kind of like pretending to be a Japanese Beethoven, in that he was a composer and he was deaf, and the surprise turns out he wasn't, and he ghost wrote a lot of his stuff. But people believe that that track might be the only track he's ever composed. And
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
no.
you hear it? Did you hear
I loved it.
That sounded. No, okay. Maybe I
sounded-
shouldn't say it sounded like a deaf person made it, because that would be offensive. But it sounded like a deaf person kind of made it.
Mitch, that was very offensive.
I don't know.
Oh,
You should
God.
maybe check that for yourself. And then my voice will crack like preteen.
Your voice hole?
My voice will. My voice sucks.
Oh man, that was beautiful.
Or possibly the Sanic theme.
Sanic.
We're gonna
Like
just
Sonic?
like chop. Let's just gonna chop this again.
No,
Do
I'm not playing the
do,
Sanic theme.
It's the like overly. It's the. I believe it's from Sonic 1, but it's also gained to all hell.
I see.
Okay.
If I had to pick a song to play, it would probably be Get Low by Lil Jon.
What?
Just imagine a helicopter coming in with that playing. Just think about it.
I thought you were talking about to end this.
No, Metal Gear Solid.
Oh.
Metal Gear Solid.
Get low. Get low. Get low. Are we going to have to cut that now, too?
No.
Nah.
Okay, good.
It falls under
Public domain, right?
It's
You
cover.
can play that like
It's
a Christmas
cover.
Carol.
You only played 10 seconds of it. Whatever.
Anyways,
Yeah,
that.
So Too Many Cooks would be perfect.
God,
Too
Yes.
many cook.
So that or I don't know. That's about all I got.
Honestly, I still can't accept that they switched out the voice of a character that's been the voice of a character for 10 plus years.
I think they're going to introduce Solid Snake, played by David Hayter.
Well, yeah, I know that that's the whole speculation
Ruse
is that
curse.
this isn't Solid Snake that we're playing as.
Because it's not. You're playing as Naked Snake, aka Big Boss.
That's the real
Naked
word of it,
snake.
you child.
I'm sorry.
You-
You piece of shit.
It's not
That's what you're
speculation that
thinking,
you're
just
not
say
playing
it.
as him. You're literally not playing as him.
Did they say that officially?
Guys, I'm
What?
really hungry.
That was that.
You're really hungry
what?
for
That it was Naked Snake.
pizza?
Nah.
You play as Big Boss in
Big-
The Phantom Pain. It's a direct sequel to Ground Zeroes that you played as Big Boss in.
Did they say it was Big Boss and Ground Zeroes?
It,
I don't even
they don't
remember.
have. It
No,
is.
because now you play as Punished Snake. I just spat everywhere.
it's
It
it's
is.
Big
Punished
Boss.
Snake.
It is Punished Snake.
Punished
he's-
naked
He's
snake.
still Big Boss.
Why'd
Yes,
you
he
point
is.
at me when you said
Everybody's
that?
going to refer to him as Boss.
You know who voiced
Or
Big
Snake.
Boss? You know who voiced Big Boss in number 3? The first voice of Big Boss? David Hayter.
Yes, he did. And you know who voiced
it was
him
the guy who,
in Metal Gear
was-
Solid? You know who
was
voiced him
David
in Metal
Hayter.
Gear
I
Solid
thought it was
4?
like the Japanese guy of Heihachi. He
Hey.
did something important.
Hey, Randy. You know who voiced him in Metal Gear Solid 4? Not David Hayter.
And that is a sin on
He
the
was
character.
also
It
Old
takes
Snake.
a
You
lot
can't have
to
him like
make
Exactly.
this
Clearly, if you can have the same person playing 8 people in DBZ, you can have the same guy
I was-
voicing
see, I
2
was just about to
characters.
say-
I don't think that's a matter of quality. I think that's a matter of
Quantity?
budget. And
It clearly isn't a matter of quality because David Hayter is Snake, and that is a quality voice.
Yeah, so it's gonna-
thank you.
God,
So-
if we
so-
wanted a podcast of me yelling at you, we would have $1 million.
So he's
Would it be
gonna,
the same podcast where you're wrong all the time?
he's
No, it's the podcast where Brian's
give up.
wrong all the time.
That's fair.
David Hayter's going to be Solid Snake. I'm probably wrong, but I can dream. That's where I stand. So yeah,
You mean naked snake?
that is all I've got for the news.
Yeah.
Why do you want to get naked? No, we're not
I don't
getting
wanna-
naked.
Metal Gear
Listen,
Solid 5
If you don't
brought to you by
accidentally
Konami.
see your friend's balls.
I don't want to have this discussion.
So,
Too many cooks.
anything else to talk about? Are we done here?
I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk politics. I wanted to talk philosophy. I know we're a little.
I don't care.
Long for
Don't
time.
worry about that.
So whatever.
We'll put timestamps.
Recently, I was playing Dragon's Dogma. I believe
Oh.
you told me you recently got back into it.
Yes.
So
And one of the
So
things
much
I love
better than
about
Skyrim.
it is the character creation. Speaking of Skyrim, is
Fuck
the
off.
character creation. Like games that I really like games that let you do whatever you want with like making a character and customizing it. And I guess also DBZ, the Xenoverse thing. But so I want to ask you guys, like, how do you make a character? Do you go in like and make yourself, or do you kind
I
of
prefer not to make myself.
I have a very good answer
unless
for
it's
this.
like
Yeah.
a boxing game, in which case I make the fattest bastard that I can.
Mass Effect, I go out of my way to create a celebrity. I go onto the internet because there are websites for this, and I create a celebrity.
Well, I go hard in the motherfucking.
Some games, like
Congratulations.
like Skyrim, a game where I've created multiple characters. At one point I tried to make somebody look like me. I can't do that because I suck at character
And
creators.
everyone that you make in like Mass Effect 1 and 2 end up looking like actually looking like aliens.
All right, I will
Something
go
is
and
wrong
say
with that.
Mass Effect 1 dude was awful. My 2nd and 3 guy looked amazing.
I think I could only fix it with
Because you
3
could
for some reason.
carry it over what your guy looked like from the first one to the second one, and then
Right.
you could update it with the
I can
updated
say-
thing.
Yeah,
I can
do
say
that.
my Dark Souls character looks absolutely horrid.
Well, yeah, because you're probably a hollow all the time. You scrub.
I have a big burly black guy with a dragon
Suck it.
tattooed on the side of his face and like
So-
a Kimbo sliced beard.
So it's Mike
I can see
Tyson.
that.
Kimbo slime.
You're playing
So-
as Mike Tyson.
Basically, Yeah.
So then I guess I wouldn't call it an issue. But the thing is that we're all 4 guys.
Yeah, we are.
We're almost 5 guys.
Burgers. Wow. Oh, okay.
It's what the joke I was going for.
All right, then.
But
let's just point out that I'm a fat ass.
Well, if we're going by that measure, it's really 4.5 because Mitch is kind of diminutive.
I'll hurt you.
He's not a full person. Let's be honest.
Wow. Check your. The thing is, do you guys make female characters?
Yes.
If you make
it depends.
It kind of because
my go-to is always a male, but I've made female characters before.
Do you guys ever try and just make a character?
Do you make? I want to say, do you make like a waifu?
Every time I try to
like
make
material.
No, I mean, is there like, do you guys ever just not have in like just okay? I'm gonna make something based around this nose, and then like make the character like I'll pick a facial feature that I kind of like, and then build the face around it because everything. I mean, in the face, like the eyes meet the ears, the mouth meets the ears. Everything has its structure. So then I kind of make everything around that and make it look right.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
There have been moments where I don't do that, but like, let's say the first thing in the character creator is mouth. I pick a mouth. Okay, I like that one. Find a nose that I like that goes with it well. Okay.
That's exactly what he just said.
Right, but I mean, I don't pick one piece and build all just build around it.
You just said you did.
I just go. I just go.
I just go for
it.
it.
I mean, like, if I want, like, I think maybe if I want the character to be a warrior, if I want them to be younger or older, I mean, those kind of come into play
with
too.
With female characters, I'm not trying to, like, build a waifu, as we've stated.
You can't even say it right.
It's more of a just, okay, I like how this character looks. Let's go with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, bottom line, if I'm making a character, I have to look at them for the rest of the game. I'm not going to make something that looks disturbing or unsightly.
Sometimes,
I'm going to try and make something that looks normal.
Sometimes Saints Row 2 might have been one of the only games that I've really like screwed around with it, but I have made some monstrosities in that game, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, I don't know. I write things and draw a lot. I have like a stable cast of characters that I kind of shuffle around games, and so I don't know.
There's one.
The thing is, I try to make it consistent, and sometimes that jumps off in a way. Like, you know, games have limitations and stuff, and sometimes what would work in, say, an anime-esque Dragon's Dogma, because that's the only game I can think of right now.
Dragon Age Inquisition.
Artificial Girl 3. Only don't Google that. May it work, like, for that, but like a Western game like Saints Row, I'm like, I can't get all crazy anime in here, so I don't know. It's an interesting, I don't know. Hey, people in the comments section, how do you make your characters?
Yeah, let us know.
We want to know.
That's a good outro. Good job, me.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of myself today in my Robo hand.
Yeah, they can.
God damn it! Get off NeoGaf.
Comment on the video, Twitter, Facebook, just whatever you want. Let us know. Let us know how you create your characters.
Give us a shout out.
My mailbox, intentionally.
Please send Mitch a piece of mail.
Yeah, send me model kits. I'm looking at
if any of you would like to send me a love letter, please do so. I'm always happy to get fan mail.
My college tuition.
Okay,
I'm looking for a phone sex hotline.
Oh, well, then you should just, like...
I think you're actually looking for a suicide hotline.
That too.
Here are a couple numbers.
All right, so that is episode 3 for one reason or another. Follow us all on Twitter. I'm McBrybry. Aaron is...
Jackass Puts.
How do you spell that?
JACKASSPUT.
Okay, Mitch, you are...
I am Maelstrom Tear.
Or Tear.
Shut.
Randy?
I am Randy, I guess, as one word.
And the podcast is
the easiest one.
FOROA Podcast. We have a Facebook page. Like us on there. It's for one reason or another, I believe.
I'd hope that you would know
100%
the URL.
legit.
Find
doesn't match my...
Find us on YouTube. You probably already have, unless you're listening on SoundCloud. But find us on YouTube or SoundCloud, where we are.
Now.
Where we are for one reason or another.
Like this hand.
Like everything else. And
I'm a robot.
That's about it. We're as of right now, it's
done.
It's just the podcast.
Get out.
We're gonna have more content coming, I believe. Like I want to do movie and game reviews eventually.
Yeah.
We will upload.
Stop.
We'll let Randy record a Prometheus rant.
I will be in
not
that
gonna
because
happen.
fuck
I
that game.
think that people should. You should do a RoboCop. We should both do a RoboCop like 1980 versus 2014 thing.
And
you would love
the amount of rage that literally filled me for like my heart was burning white hot.
Wouldn't it feel great?
I was pretty pissed off about Ninja Turtles. I don't know about anybody else.
Tear apart that movie rather than like just sit there.
Can we like do a Mystery Science Theater and just like watch?
Also, we will have. I think it's a great idea that we have a teaching Aaron Dark Souls.
I'm gonna whoop ass.
Let's go get an Elgato, guys, and
right.
PS3.
Can we take open bets? How long it takes to beat the Capra Demon?
A minute. What if I play this game and I just whoop ass?
Yeah, like I did that with the Flame Lurker in Demon Souls.
Like
everyone was like, "That's bad," and I didn't like cheese it at all. I just fought it. I'm like,
I'm excited.
What if I'm actually a Bloodborne player for this game?
Then you'd be really good at Dark Souls.
On that note, see you guys next time. Listen next week. We are for one reason or another.
Hey, we didn't rant about Kingdom Hearts.